Hello. Today is Thursday, August 20th, 2026. Here is your daily signal. According to Bloomberg, India has urged domestic refiners to significantly increase LPG production amid ongoing uncertainty in the Strait of Hormuz, aiming to secure supplies for the upcoming festival season. The Strait of Hormuz serves as a vital maritime chokepoint through which about one-third of global LNG and LPG shipments pass, and India's dependence on LPG imports, especially during periods like Diwali when demand peaks, has made these disruptions particularly concerning. Instability in this region has led the government, including agencies such as the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, to direct major players like Indian Oil Corporation and Bharat Petroleum to ramp up output, trying to offset possible delays or shortages in imported LPG shipments ahead of Diwali 2026. In the near term, Indian refiners may reach their maximum utilization levels, temporarily boosting domestic supply while reducing reliance on imports. However, if import disruptions persist, localized price spikes are possible, especially during the festive season. Looking forward, India may accelerate investments in refinery capacity and build strategic stockpiles to hedge future risks, and broader supply chain resilience measures could reshape the domestic energy market with a heightened emphasis on local production. Next, onto the humanitarian crisis unfolding in Congo. Bloomberg reports that Ebola has become Congo's deadliest outbreak as the UN warns the virus is winning, putting immense pressure on a healthcare system already weakened by years of conflict and mass displacement. The background to this crisis lies in the nation's fragile health infrastructure and recent cuts to humanitarian funding, which have added yet another layer of strain to efforts to contain the virus. The United Nations, Congo's Ministry of Health, and NGOs such as Médecins Sans Frontières are all heavily involved in response operations, but Bloomberg highlights that these efforts are being undercut by financial shortfalls. On August 17, 2026, Bloomberg detailed how the outbreak's escalation is directly tied to reduced funding, with containment increasingly difficult as the virus outpaces response capabilities. In the near term, limited funding and infrastructure may lead to further escalation of the outbreak and increased risk of cross-border spread, especially given the ongoing mass displacement. Over the medium term, Congo could face a prolonged health crisis necessitating wider international intervention and requiring extensive global investment for recovery and rebuilding. Now, let's transition to debates in the technology sector about computational complexity. A recent post on Hacker News titled "NP Overrated" has sparked lively debate about the real-world significance of NP-complete problems, with contributors suggesting that their complexity may be misunderstood in applied engineering contexts. The NP complexity class, formally defined in the 1970s, remains central to debates about computational feasibility in mathematics and technology, with engineers and researchers discussing NP problems regularly for their impact on things like cryptography, optimization, and algorithm development. Companies such as Google, IBM, and Microsoft continue to invest in research on NP complexity, while academic institutions like MIT and Stanford feature it prominently in curricula. The August 17, 2026 Hacker News thread highlighted that many practitioners feel that advances in heuristics and approximate solutions lessen the practical burden of NP-complete and NP-hard problems. In the near term, continued misunderstanding could lead to suboptimal choices in algorithm design and system architecture for emerging technologies such as blockchain and artificial intelligence. Medium-term consequences include potential curriculum changes that focus more on approximate methods and engineering trade-offs, and a widened gap between theoretical knowledge and real-world applications, possibly affecting investment decisions for scalable tech solutions. A more nuanced dialogue in forums could foster better interdisciplinary collaboration between mathematicians, engineers, and product developers. Now, onto the markets. International markets were mixed, with Germany's EWG showing a daily drop of about 0.36%, while the Netherlands' EWN fell even further by 0.52%, and India's INDA posted a slight daily increase of 0.05%, maintaining regional resilience. Among top gainers, BBLS surged over 628% and XRPT jumped nearly 49%, while ARCWA tumbled more than 50%. Commodities advanced, silver SLV rallied 26% on the day and gold GLD gained slightly, up 0.07%. US oil USO surged with a daily move of 2.7%, positioning itself among the day's outperformers, while uranium URA dropped 3.44%, marking the sector's largest decline. In favorites, Adobe AB moved lower by 0.16% despite a strong monthly performance, and Microsoft MSFT dropped 0.5% on the day but posted a robust gain of over 21% for the month. Among chipmakers, NVIDIA NVDA fell 0.62% today, while Marvell MRVL added 2.9%. In sectors, the S&P 500 SPY slid 0.57% on the day as healthcare Roman 45 retreated by over 1%, and real estate XLRE gained about 0.4%, standing out among sector advances. The semiconductors SOX index hovered nearly flat for the day but ended the month down almost 6%. That's it for today. You can find more news and details on our website. Goodbye.